Hi, I'm Brian Hicklick with Platinum Adventure Vacations. On this week's episode, we're going to discuss Alaskan land tours. So today we're going to talk about land tours and the different options that are available, as well as the best times to visit Alaska. This will be a two-part series, starting today with just talking about Alaska in general as far as land tours and when to visit and whatnot. The peak season for Alaska is June to August, and really mid-June will be the warmest time of the year. All summer activities are generally available. The Denali Park Road opens the second week of June. Daily temperatures will range from about 60s to 80 degrees, and nighttime temperatures range from about 40s to 50 degrees. The chance of rain will increase as the summer goes on in Alaska. June 21st is the longest day of the year. So in Anchorage, they see about 19 hours of daylight, with the southeast seeing about 18 hours of daylight, and Fairbanks seeing about 22 hours. It is light almost all night from late May to about late July. So meaning that it really never gets dark. It basically would be kind of like dusk during the nights. May to September is the best time to see wildlife in general. The fly-in bear viewing begins mid-June, but is best in July. You can see moose year-round. Gray whales, they start to migrate in about April or May, give or take, time-wise. Humpback whales are there from May to September. And then orcas are there generally year-round. And then fishing is generally good year-round. So, like I said, May to September is really the best time for the wildlife viewing because of those different activities going on. Hiking is near Anchorage. The lower elevations start to clear of snow by May, and then the mountains are cleared by early June. So your best time is really end of May, probably going into early June is for hiking, especially if you want to go up into the higher elevations. The conditions are generally good until mid-October. If you're close to the Arctic, then you need to wait until end of June. Obviously, as you go further north, then it takes a bit longer for the snow to clear as you go further north. The northern lights are not visible most of the summer because it never really gets dark. So obviously, in order to see the northern lights, you need to have darkness. So during the summer times is not going to be the best time to see those. But if you do want a summer trip and be able to see them, then you probably would want to visit between August 15th and September 15th. And really that's because as the summer goes on, the days become shorter, nights become longer, and so it's a little bit more darker at night, especially at that time of year. Cruise season, as we talked about in last week's video, runs mid-April to September. And then they have what is called shoulder season. So you might be wondering, shoulder season, what the heck is that? Well, what shoulder season is, we'll back up here. So the bulk of the visitors come during the summertime peak or summer peak time. So the shoulder seasons would be on either side of the summer season, hence why it's called shoulder season. So those times of the year tend to be less expensive, less people, and whatnot. So when is shoulder seasons? Well, Shoulder seasons are month of May and month of September, and those 2 months. And those are generally, like I said, if you're looking to go to Alaska and it'd be a little bit less expensive, a little less people, those are the 2 months that are really the best time to go. So what is Alaska like the rest of the year? That's a good question. What is Alaska like the rest of the year? So September, you'll have fewer crowds. There won't be any bugs because it's still, during that time it's really too cold for the bugs. You will see fall colors at that time. The northern lights can be seen by mid-September. The days, like I had said before, the days become shorter, and that just continues as you go on. However, it can be rainy and it can be cooler. Obviously, as the summer goes on, it gets cooler as we get closer to winter, fall, winter, and whatnot. And like I had said before, rainy season, it kind of it becomes more rainier. I don't know if that's really a word, but anyways, there's more rain chance as you go further in the year to when you get to winter time and where there's snow. October, the first half is still a little warmer with temps in the 50s. For me, that doesn't seem very warm. I come from Florida, so our summers are, near hundreds and things like that, and our winter times tend to be pretty mild. But for people that live in the cold, 50s might be warmer, I suppose. The days still a little longer than winter, but they are getting shorter. Nights are going to be starting to get longer. The days do continue to get shorter as the month continues, and the temperatures do continue to get cooler as the month continues. So there is a chance of snow for the mountains and the higher elevations. And then November can be more of a challenging month. There is an increase in darkness. So, for example, Anchorage will see about 8.5 hours of night to 6 hours, or darkness, I should say, not night, but darkness. The temperatures at that point are going to probably now be in the 20s and 30s, so definitely a little bit more cooler, in that time. But there's still not enough snow until the end of the month for winter sports. So you still, you're not going to be able to probably ski, snow, dog sledding, things like that may not be available yet. As far as those type of tours, I know there's people out there that want to experience a dog sledding and things like that. But November is still a little bit too early for that. So that being said, the winter excursions are very limited during that time. But if you're just coming to see the Northern Lights, then this could be a good time to see the Northern Lights because you are seeing more darkness. Then December, the days are shorter. Dawn is about 9 a.m. in Anchorage and later as you go north. So, unlike, in the rest of the United States, here, for example, we see dawn probably at 6 or 7 in the morning during that time. Where was I at? So sunsets start fading around noon, around 3:30 in Anchorage. So your dusk starts to get a little earlier, obviously. But it's a great time for winter sports because you are going to see more snow and whatnot during that time of the year. The cities are decorated for the holidays, so if you want to see, if you're going for the holidays, decoration, things like that, that's a great time to go. The nights are ideal for viewing the Northern Lights, so you're now starting to get to where it's a good time for the Northern Lights. And then January, February, January starts out pretty dark, but the days grow longer with 8 hours of light in early January to more than 12 hours by the end of February. So now you're starting to, you went through the longer nights, and now you're starting to get to the end of that where now we're starting to get back to summer, obviously, where the days are going to start to become longer as you go on. A great time for winter visit. Many of the towns, they'll have a lot of activities for what they call cabin fever reliever festival. So there's a lot of that going on because people don't come out as much during the very cold time of the year. So now people are starting to come out, come February, and so they start having these festivals, and so it's a great time to go see that. The snow is great for winter sports, and there's plenty of darkness for the northern lights. So January, February is a good time to go if you're looking for the winter side of Alaska, and it really presents all the time for all the different activities, winter sports, winter excursions, the northern lights, festival, things like that. March is another idea time to visit Alaska in the winter. The days are longer. Now you're up to 12 to 15 hours of daylight. Temps are going to be probably in the 20s to 30s, give or take. And there's plenty of snow still. The indoor sled dog race starts the first Saturday of March. So if that's something you're interested, that's a time to go up there. You can kind of experience that and see that activity. And again, the winter excursions are all available, winter sports, and you still can see northern lights and things like that. And then April might be another month that's very hard. It's another hard, and maybe the hardest month to visit. Most of the snow is melted. Still too early for most of the summer activities because we're still not warm enough for that. However, adventure seekers can go to the higher elevations to do crest skiing, which is up at the upper elevations of the mountains. Day cruises start to depart seaward for spring gray whale migrations, and the northern lights are still good until about the 20th of April. So again, it's another month that it's hard to visit, depending on what you're wanting to do. But you still have, some winter activities in the higher elevations. If you're looking to see the whales, the gray whales, then that's definitely a good time to go. And you still, depending on when you go, you can still see the whale migrations, which is good. So that's basically basic information of Alaska. Like I said, next week I'm going to go in details of some options out there from different vendors as far as land tours. Basically, it'll cover a few vendors that I deal with, which each one has offer. My plan is to kind of give you a synopsis of one trip from each of those vendors, and just so you can see what the differences are, what the price ranges tend to be, the dates for those that they run, and things like that. Just give you an idea of what's out there, what's available to you as a client. Like I said, I just basically want to give this some ideas, and that's what we'll cover. My contact, like always, if you want to contact me, have any questions about the video, the stuff I talked about, you have questions about Alaska, times you want to go, the best to go, things like that, or anything about, you have any questions about the cruise stuff that I talked about last week, you can contact me. My website is www.platinumadventuresvacation. Let me back that up. platinumadventurevacations with a s.com. My email is info@platinumadventurevacations.com, and my phone number is 239-910-3101. And again, if you have any questions about any of the videos, cruises, anything about Alaska, definitely contact me by whichever way is best for you, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And on that note, I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.